Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I come to you normally live on Monday evenings at 7. I have not been to you for a couple of months. I looked up when the last time I was here, and that was like February. A lot has been going on, and I'm sorry I have not been here, and I've missed my craft room as well. Had a lot of family issues. A lot of things have been going on. Just a lot of things have been happening. So I've not been in my craft room, and I have definitely missed that. I've been handling a lot of things, but yesterday and today, I actually was in my craft room playing around and looking up some things and wondering what I was going to do. I was able actually to get in here and play around and just kind of assess the mess that I have in here. Have not cleaned up the mess yet, but I've just assessed it anyways. But we have a lot going on actually. Us demonstrators have been able to pre-order for the new upcoming catalog that will go live, I believe, May 3rd. And so we've been able to pre-order like we always do. Good evening, Mom. Thanks for joining. So we've been able to pre-order, and I have pre-ordered a few things. I have not even really opened the boxes. I did pre-order the stamp pads and haven't even opened them to look at them, but they're supposed to be amazing because they are completely different than our other stamp pads. And I can't wait to open them, but I just haven't had time. They're still in the box and still in the wrapping, but I can't wait to open them up and actually see the colors too, but I haven't even been able to do that. Let's see, what else did I ordered a couple of other things. I think I ordered maybe one or two stamp sets. I don't even know because I haven't even looked up at them. They're in the boxes. I just checked in to see that I actually got what I ordered, and that was about it. But other than that, I don't even really remember what I've ordered. So that all goes live for everybody. May 3rd, I think, is the date. And then we have also online exclusives that go live May 3rd too. So we have a few of those things. So I did place another order, which now I'm regretting, but uh, I haven't got that one yet. But we do have something called Something Bear, uh, and it actually looks like Winnie the Pooh. I don't know how Stampin' Up! Did it, but it's Winnie the Pooh, and it's Tigger and um, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, and Piglet. My daughter was a Piglet fan when she was little, so I ordered that set just because of that. Because she that was her thing was Piglet, so I had to order that because that was super cute. So it's a stamp set and a die set, so I can't wait to get that. I don't have that yet, so I'm super excited about that. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but people have been posting, demonstrators have been posting some things that they've done with them, and they're so adorable and super cute. So I'm excited about that. And then today, Stampin' Up! Came up with this earn 2 times rewards April 15th through 17th, so only a couple of days. You place an order and you get 2 times your rewards. So anytime that you place an order, you get Stampin' Up! Rewards. So it's kind of like when you place your order, you always get Stampin' Up! Rewards now, and that goes in your cart, and then you get it's like getting money. So now you get double that just for these few days. So you can save them and use them the next time. So sometimes what I do is like what I did for this. I knew that we got to pre-order, so I saved up my Stampin' Rewards and I placed a big order for my uh, pre-order, and I used my Stampin' Rewards, so brought down my dollar amount that I had to actually pay out. So you can do that, or you can use them, you know, then, or you can just save and accumulate them. I think they expire a couple of months, so you can't hold on to them forever, but you can save them for a little while and then save it. So you have, saved up, $90 worth, and then you could use it the next time, and your total goes down $90. So it's kind of fun. So that's starting the 15th of April to the 17th of April. So that's kind of fun. I was like, oh my goodness, double the rewards. That's pretty good. And then I was like, what do I want to work on? I haven't been able to come in here and craft and figure out what I want to do or anything. Well, we had a friend that we Jeep with, and she is retiring. She actually lost her job, which was kind of unfortunate. She's a contractor, and someone didn't renew their contract with them. She had wanted to retire, but I don't think they were quite prepared for her to retire. So she had to retire. Well, she could probably look for another job. But I was like, oh, I ought to work up a retirement card for her. And we do not have very many things that say retirement on them. I looked at my stash. I have a stash of stamps, of course, but we do not have like happy retirement, congratulations, retirement. A lot of older ones, and not a lot again. But I did not have those particular ones. So I did have the one that I'm going to use tonight, and it's from the Gone Fishing, and it's funny because it's actually, I did do some cards with this because it has Happy Father's Day, good things come to those who wait, happy retirement. So glad you're my dad, and congrats. So I pulled the happy retirement out of this one. And I think this is already retired, or it's either on, no, I think this one's already retired. So I had to pull out of the retired because they couldn't find anything that's current. So I used this happy retirement out of this one. And I looked and looked and looked for retirement stamps and couldn't find one. So then I just kind of searched and tried to find what kind of card that I wanted to do for her. And, you can find all kinds of men's retirement cards, because I guess mostly you send out a men retirement card, which I found a whole bunch, and I had worked up one before. So I actually, a lot of times I will do, if I see a card that I really like and I'm starting to get a collection of, these are called, I'm sorry, it will come to me. My brain is still not functioning. This is a, it'll come to me. Anyways, I'm getting a collection of, oh my goodness, the word will come. No, it's like at the tip of my tongue and it's going to bother me. Thank you, Mom. Template. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was like it just could not come out of my mouth. I'm getting a collection of templates. And so I took this template and something I saw on Pinterest, and I kind of put this together. So I was like, this will work because I will make it feminine, because the template just shows you the measurements. And when I did this template, I did not put this is just a base, and then this just has a couple of layers, but I didn't put a background, and I always like a background. you don't have to have a background, but I like to do that. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm going to start with, and then build from the template. And that's kind of what a template does, is it kind of gets you going. So I was like, oh, I'm going to use the Garden Poetry Collection because I've used this before, but I used one of the other colors. So this is what I built. And I really like it, actually. So I decided to use so I used the background. I did a background. So this is our what color is this? Berry Burst. And then I did another, so I just kind of rearranged it. So I flopped these two pieces. And then in this suite is this really pretty, you probably can't tell, but it's this really pretty, oh, I put it away. This is shiny. It's really pretty. It's Berry Burst as well. And then this is Blackberry Bliss. And we have in the suite as well, we have an embossing folder. It's a hybrid embossing folder, but this is so amazing. So I'm like, I'm going to emboss that. This is so cool. This is awesome. This is just so hybrid means I don't have it. Oh, yes, I do. So in the dies, we have a die in here that will click into this. And it's this whole die here. This die, one piece, and it will click in here. And you just have to find where it magically fits. Which side? Oh, there we go. It'll fit in here, and you put your piece of paper, and you can put that in a cut and emboss machine, and it will emboss and cut out at the same time. Super amazing. I love when we have these. I haven't really used this one in particular, but I have used them in the past. But I did not use them for this particular one. I actually just used this. So this is the hexagon that I used. I used the flowers, and I used some of the leaves out of here. So actually, I love this, and I did use this set before. So I really like this set. It is in the online exclusives. So I thought this was really pretty. I liked this hybrid embossing folder. So I just embossed that, and then I cut out the flowers and put that on there. So I thought that would be really pretty to send to her. And again, it says happy retirement, but you don't know that it came from a different set. So, I mean, and then on the inside, I put 3 more flowers just to tie in with what we did on the outside. And then you can always write something or stamp another sentiment, but I'll just write something to her. And then I, of course, put our piece on the outside of the envelope so that it'll all tie together. And then there we go. So now I'll show you how we put it all together. But I just thought, we always do a lot of mail retirements, but I wanted to make this so pretty so I'll just stick this in my stash and I'll make another one. And this set also comes with these epoxy dots. So we could use these epoxy dots because these actually match this, but I didn't want to add any more of these. I wanted to make it shine. So, oh, thank you, Mom. I wanted to make it shine, and so I went and used our rhinestone basic dies, they're not dies, jewels instead. So I mean, you could put these on here. I mean, that would be okay because that came with it. But I wanted them to kind of just shine a little bit. So, all right. So I have almost everything all cut out because it took me forever today to do that. So I knew it'd take forever tonight. So I cut everything all out for us. So for our card, excuse me, I'm sorry, for our envelope, I always like to get that on so it's drying. So and you actually could do either side because this paper has two sides to it, and I did use both sides of this paper. So if you wanted to not do the flower side, you could turn it over and actually do this really neat swirly side. But I'm going to go ahead and do the flower side. But this paper, the whole pack is like this. So it has like a flower side to it, and then it has like a swirly side to it. It's amazing. And that's in different colors. So this pack comes in, I think I used it, and I used the blue one, and then I think I used our, what color is that? I think I used the Cajun Craze color too, I think is the color I used. So I used it on a couple of different colors, and I just love this. All right, so I already did that. All right, I cut this, but I did not score it. You don't have to score this. If you're good and you can fold it and get a nice crease, you can do that. I have a hard enough time creasing it when it is scored. So I'm going to score it. Bad enough. And then fold it. And see if I can't get my edges together, because for some reason that did not seem like it was going to get on there right. And then I can use my bone folder. Yeah, that's all right. This side, get a nice good crease. It's going to lay flat. Okay. I already cut our inside, which is 5 1/4 by 4. We'll stamp on that. And then our outside piece, the flowers, is also 5 1/4 by 4. And see this other side? That is so pretty too. I mean, that would be a really pretty piece to put on there too. And then use this piece. But that'd be too many flowers in my opinion. So you could do either way. But I'm going to use this side and then that side. So I'm going to put some glue on this side. You could use that piece for another card. That is so pretty. All right. This card, this piece has flowers on it. So you want to make sure your flowers are directional. I did cut it directionally so that my flowers are going up and down. So you want to make sure you glue it on that way as well. But I did make sure that I cut it going up and down. So what you do when you do that, because I have cut it the wrong way, yes, speaking from experience. So my piece is 5 1/4 by 4. So to make sure that your flowers are going the correct way, you put your piece in and you cut it 4 this way. So you put it in your trimmer and you cut it 4, and then you turn it and you cut it 5 1/4. That way your flowers are going the correct way when you get done. Just because I know I've done it the incorrect way. All right. Now I want to stamp before I go any further, because I want to stamp this and I want to stamp this hexagon, and then I'm going to put all the rest of these pieces together. So my hexagon has like a little, it's a little edge here. This side does not, so if you don't want that edge, you don't have to. But I kind of like this little edge. I kind of like how it looks. Okay, again, another thing, you can make it go square. See how this is square? Or you can make it go with the point up. I like it with the point up. Again, it's personal preference. I just think that gives it a little more depth. Again, it's your personal preference. A lot of people like it to go this way. I guess I'm just out of the box again. All right, and I'm going to stamp in Berry Burst. This barely fits on there. Barely fits. So, I mean, it barely fits on there. So, yeah. I'm going to bring it just a little bit closer to me because, I mean, I have to. I mean, it kind of just squeezes on there. Hopefully I can get it straight again. It's kind of in the corners. It's to the edge. I mean, it's literally to the edge, but it's okay. Now while I have this out, I want to stamp this. And I'm stuck. All right. I think I'm just going to do 2 flowers. And this stamp is kind of weird because you have to really press hard and kind of rock. So we can put this inside. Okay, well, sorry about that. My internet is being crazy and I was disconnected. Yep. All right, so, all right. So this piece is the shiny piece, and what I did was I glued this down first. Now, since this side is not shiny, you can use the glue. So I glued this and I just gauged it. So I just kind of, I eyeballed it. I didn't make it any particular height or anything. So I just pretty much put some glue on it. I just kind of eyeballed where I wanted it to go. And this piece is, where's my little sheet here? Okay, good. I'm glad you see me back. It's 1.5 by 4. And this is the specialty paper. So this is the Garden Textures specialty paper. And it also is in that big pack if you buy the whole set together. But if you don't, you can buy it separately. And it has, I think, 3 colors to it. Yes, it has the spoil sheets and it has 3 colors to it. And then I did the other side of this flower paper. So again, I kind of just judged it. I don't know where I really put these. I actually laid it out first. I mean, I kind of just said, okay, where do I want this to go? Kind of thing. And it's more than probably halfway because then this piece is going to come over here so that some of this shows. So it's probably about like right there. So I kind of laid it out and then I flipped it over. And then again, I just kind of looked and said, okay, about halfway. And this piece is 1.5 by 5.25. And then this piece is 1.25 by 4.5. 4.25, sorry. And we're gonna get glue down in those grooves. It just looks so neat. You know, it doesn't, well, it kind of has a direction because see, some of the leaves are going one way and some are going another. And then, you know, I just set this on here, you know, kind of making it even up and down, you know. All right, and then we're going to use dimensionals. Yes, dimensionals. We're going to put dimensionals on this. And then I cut out a whole bunch of these because I didn't know how many I wanted. So, yeah. All right. And I think I did these. So I tried to do a trick and it didn't work. So we're going to have to do it a different way. So I ended up using 2 of the big ones and 1 of the little flowers. And then I used, I think I used this one. Oops, I got glue on my fingers. Then this one. And I think I used this one on the bottom. No, I think I used this one on the bottom again too. because I liked how that was. All right. And see, I did a whole bunch just because I thought I was going to do like 3, 3, and 3, and that's not how I ended up. But that's okay because, you know. So I tried, like, I don't have saran wrap. Somebody said to use saran wrap, and I don't have any saran wrap. Or no, it's not saran wrap. What'd they say? They said press and seal. I'm not seeing press and seal. So they said to use press and seal. You get it all organized and you use press and seal, and then you flip it over and it stays, and then you can put all this on and then take it off and it'll stay how you want it. I don't have any press and seal. So I'm gonna have to get me some press and seal because they did that and that looked pretty amazing actually. So I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So I tried to use Post-it note and that didn't work. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is this way. So we'll get this all situated. Get these all on here. And then I put 3 of these on here, I think. I know this was kind of crazy. Stupid internet better not go out on me again. Okay, so the best way I found was actually to put this on first and then you work around it. So kind of, it's all eyeballing it. Just where you think you might want it to go. I mean, you can put it down, you can put it up. I just put it kind of in the middle-ish. And then, yeah, these were not in any particular order. So I don't know if this is going to work better or not, but I just randomly put these. I think it was better the other way, but let's see. You want to try and hide your little like, see, I want to try and hide my, all right, and then I did, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this one and this one together. That's what I did before. So I did this, and then I put kind of just play around with it. Okay. And then I think I'm going to do the same thing with this and this one. All right. There we go. I kind of like that. There. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we'll press that all down. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then we'll get out our little okay, these are our little rhinestones. There we go. All right. And I think I don't want to put a giant one there. I think I want to put a smaller one. I put a too big a one there. And then small one. Small one there. That's all I did. You know what? But I'm going to put another one here. And then I'm going to put another one here. There. All right. I like that better. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. There we go. Yep. I think that turned out pretty good. Yeah. And you just got to kind of play with these and figure out where you want them and how you want them to tuck in. You just kind of got to play with the leaves and tuck it all in. But I wanted some color, so I did colored leaves. Because I think it needed a little bit more color. So I tucked in some green leaves. And the green is old olive. That way you could get some color out of there too. This gives it color as well. So, and then this gives it some off color too, but I needed it to have some color, but I liked it to have, it kind of made it the same, but this also gives it some texture. This gives it some texture. So I think it gave it enough of the texture, but I think it looks like a really pretty card to send and tell her happy retirement. So I'm excited. I'm excited to do that. I was like, oh, okay. This idea was online, but so was this. So I kind of took my template and kind of made it. I was like, what can I use that I have? So I was like, oh, I kind of actually felt good about taking a template and looking and seeing what I had, because this was not like I didn't actually copy something. I actually did this. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. Trying to do a little more of that. So I was kind of happy with that. I enjoyed that. So, well, it was nice to be back in my craft room. We do have a lot going on. So hopefully I can unbox my stuff and get into it and see what's happening and get it put away and see what I can work with and use and get some inspiration. This weekend I'll be at craft retreat. So hopefully next Monday I'll have something to bring from the craft retreat for my live. Thanks for joining me. If you need anything in the meantime, let me know, because we have that wonderful special going from the 15th to the 17th. So I'm excited about that. Double points, basically, double money, basically. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.